Rappers are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
Cockpit earlier at about 7 a.m. A group from the Coast Guard.
Welcome to #PHVote 2013.
Today on Rappler.
Na tax evader daw ang dating namin, yun ay talagang hindi namin matatanggap.
Doctors slam a government ad depicting them as tax cheats. Whistleblower Ben Hurloy fires his lawyer Levi Baligod. And the Philippine government tells Filipinos in Ukraine prepare to evacuate. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Doctors slam a print ad by the Bureau of Internal Revenue, or BIR. The ad shows a doctor sitting on the shoulders of a school teacher with the words, "When you don't pay your taxes, you're a burden to those who do." The ad is part of the BIR's crusade against tax evasion. Philippine Medical Association President Leo Olarte says portraying doctors as tax cheats is, quote, absolutely unfair.
Nasaktan nga yung mga nagbabayad ng tamang buwis. Nalulungkot kami. Hindi namin expected na ganito ang mangyayari. Na kami nagbayad ng magandang buwis and then ganun pa ang ipapakita na hindi kami nagbayad ng buwis. Na tax evader daw ang dating namin, yun ay talagang hindi namin matatanggap.
Olarte says the depiction may have come from the stereotype of doctors as rich, but he says not all doctors are wealthy. In a television interview Tuesday, BIR chief Kim Enares defends the ad, saying it was just, quote, making a statement of fact. She adds, if you're paying the right taxes, it's not alluding to you. If you're not paying the right taxes, then it's talking to you. Pork barrel scam whistleblower Ben Hurloy fires his counsel, Levi Baligod. In a letter to Baligod dated Monday, Luy thanks the lawyer for his time and effort, but says Baligod has been very busy with other advocacies. The letter reads, quote, "It will not be easy, though, but this will mutually benefit us in the end. With deep gratitude for our friendship, I formally release you from any obligation and or contract to litigate on my behalf and to represent me as legal counsel effective today." Justice Secretary Laila de Lima confirms the news Tuesday. She says Luy complained about Baligod's lack of time and that Luy will replace his former counsel with 3 to 4 lawyers. Why did Ben Hurloy fire Levi Baligod? Rappler sources say several reasons triggered this parting of ways, among them Baligod's busy schedule and disagreements over strategy. Newly widowed when he took on Luy's case in early 2013, Baligod got engaged last January to a wealthy Leyte politician, Marilu Galanzoga. Baligod's frequent visits to his fiance's hometown of Baybay, Leyte reportedly took much of his time. Luy reportedly first observed that Baligod, quote, had his mind on other things during hearings on the illegal detention case against alleged pork barrel scam mastermind Janet Napoles. Baligod only attended at least twice in the many times Luy and other witnesses were summoned by the court. The lawyer also missed several appearances in the Blue Ribbon hearings, but the last straw was Baligod's failure to accompany Luy when he appeared before a Supreme Court investigation on charges against Sandigan Bayan Senior Justice Gregory Ong. Ong is a member of the 4th Division that tried the 3.8 million peso Kevlar helmet case, where Napoles was among the accused. Ong often attended the same parties Napoles did. Luy also complained that Baligod kept him in the dark about legal strategies. One instance involved Technology Resource Center Chief Dennis Cunanan, whom Luy said benefited from the scam. Baligod is also Cunanan's counsel. A source from the whistleblower's camp said Luy is concerned that he and Cunanan will have conflicting statements. The source adds, "We're saying he accepted bribes. He is saying he did not. How do we reconcile this conflicting claim?" 10 Filipino businessmen with a combined net worth of $40.1 billion make it to Forbes magazine's elite list of world billionaires for 2014. The richest Filipino is 89-year-old Henry C. Sr., number 97, with a net worth of $11.4 billion. C chairs one of the Philippines' largest family conglomerates, SM Investments Corporation. The second richest in the Philippines, 79-year-old Lucio Tan, moves up to number 220 27 with a net worth of $6.1 billion. Tan owns Asia Brewery, maker of popular beer na beer, and has a stake in Philip Morris Fortune Tobacco. With a net worth of $4.7 billion, 61-year-old Andrew Tan comes in at $319, up from $345 in 2013. Tan owns Alliance Global Group, which is in food and beverage, real estate, and gaming. 2014's world's richest list includes a record 1,645 billionaires with a combined net worth of $6.4 trillion, up from $5.4 trillion last year. Microsoft's Bill Gates is back on top as the richest person in the world with a net worth of $76 billion. For our social media post of the day, netizens react to the world's richest list. They say the amount of wealth controlled by a few is unsettling. Eddie Rojo says, "These are the elite few that control our economy and the government. We have yet to see a constitution that defines excessive wealth as immoral and illegal." Brock's Jolly Bee asks, "Ethically speaking, how could one have amassed such wealth in a society plagued by corruption and injustice?" Some come up with ideas on how they need to help the Philippines if they had that kind of money. Jing Villarreal says, "With 40 billion, I would help people live better lives by providing free education, opening up opportunities for permanent employment, and helping combat corruption." The wife of Senator Wan Pon Enrile tells all, confirming an affair her husband once denied. Cristina Enrile says her husband did have an affair with his former chief of staff, Gigi Reyes. In a rare television interview with Winnie Monsod, Mrs. Enrile says her husband's affair with Reyes pushed her to file for divorce, but the senator refused to grant it. Enrile denies the affair, saying his relationship with Reyes was a, quote, official and professional one. Reyes resigned in January 2013. She was later named one of the respondents in the multi-billion peso pork barrel scam. Metro Manila residents will have to endure massive traffic jams until 2016 as work begins on at least 15 road projects. The government says it's a long-term solution to traffic, but how will this affect road users in the short term? Katerina Francisco reports.
At least 15 road projects in an already congested city. It's a traffic nightmare for residents of Metro Manila. The government promises faster travel and less congested roads by 2016, but for jeepney driver Erasto Fernandez, it's a long wait. Until the projects are completed, the traffic jams will hit him where it hurts, his pockets.
Oh, malaking pilay sa amin to, gawa ng traffic eh. Sobrang to. Maaring mawawalan kami rito ng halos kalahati sa kinikita namin. Kung kumita kami ng mga whole day, 800, maaring kumita na lang kami dyan ng 400. Eh magkano naman ang gagastusin sa isang araw?
Silvano Tero begins his day picking up passengers at 4 a.m. to earn 800 pesos a day. It's enough to feed his family, he says, but it won't be if traffic gets worse.
Pag medyo grabe ng traffic, wala na kaming kikitain. Siyempre, maghanap na naman kami ng paraan kung paano kami mabuhay. Di ba? Mga 2 ikot ka na lang, 3 ikot, paano ka mabuhay dyan?
Traffic has long been a problem in Metro Manila and it's costing the country. The gridlocks turn investors away, and a study shows the Philippines loses 2.4 billion pesos a day in potential income from the traffic jams in Metro Manila alone. This includes lost work hours, lost business opportunities due to delays and missed deadlines, and wasted fuel. The losses add up to 576 billion pesos a year just for the economic cost of traffic on weekdays. That's more than the 400 billion peso infrastructure budget for 2014. By 2030, the Philippines stands to lose 6 billion pesos a day. More traffic means longer time on the roads, more pollution generated, and more greenhouse gas emitted. University of the Philippines Professor Jose Regidor also points out a hidden cost that's hard to translate in money terms.
A parent, instead of nasa bahay na siya nag-aalaga ng anak niya, nandun pa siya sa traffic. Yung mga ganun, so, mahirap lagyan ng presyo yun eh.
The government says its road projects will solve traffic and help the Philippines achieve this administration's catchphrase, inclusive growth. But how inclusive are projects intended for road users? For Regidor, inclusivity also means making reliable public transportation a priority. Regidor says it's time the government spends more on mass transit systems to decongest a bursting megacity. Officials say it's a case of delayed gratification. Suffer now, enjoy later. But that's assuming population and vehicle density stays the same until 2016. Katerina Francisco, Rappler, Manila.
The United States suspends military cooperation with Russia because of its decision to send troops into the Ukraine. Both Washington and the European Union say they're considering sanctions against Russia for threatening to use force against its neighboring country. But despite criticism from world leaders, Russia stands firm, saying Ukraine's ousted President Viktor Yanukovych asked Russia to send troops across the border into Crimea. Russian Ambassador Vitaly Churkin says the move aims to stop radical extremists and preserve democracy. But U.S. President Barack Obama slams the move, adding Russia's, quote, on the wrong side of history. At an emergency UN Security Council meeting, Ukraine's envoy asks for help, saying Russia sent 16,000 troops into Crimea. Russian President Vladimir Putin says they're not trying to make Crimea a part of Russia. Earlier Tuesday, Russian troops near the Ukrainian border were ordered back to their bases. On Tuesday, the Philippine Foreign Affairs Department tells Filipinos in Ukraine to prepare for possible evacuation. The department raises crisis alert level 2 in Ukraine because of these ongoing tensions. Labor Secretary Rosalinda Baldos said around 175 Filipinos work in Ukraine. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 2, French scientists discover a giant harmless virus locked in the Siberian permafrost for more than 30,000 years. They thawed the virus and watched it replicate in a petri dish where it infected an amoeba. Called the Pithovirus sibericum, the virus has 500 genes compared to the influenza virus that has only 8. The French National Center for Scientific Research says the discovery has implications on public health risks in connection with exploiting mineral or energy resources in Arctic Circle regions. At number 9, a new witness surfaces in the case of South African athlete Oscar Pistorius. Pistorius pleads not guilty in the murder of his girlfriend Riva Steenkamp, whom Pistorius says he mistook for an intruder. His neighbor Michelle Berger says she was awakened by terrible screams on February 14, 2013. Berger says she heard a woman scream for help, followed by that of a man's. And at number 10, the president of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, says the university struggles with ethical issues on the collection and analysis of big data. During a workshop on big data privacy, MIT President L. Rafael Reif addresses the compromise involved in digital learning. He challenges people to, quote, harness this flood of data to generate positive change without destroying the very idea of privacy. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected our readers and viewers the most emotionally. These 10 stories have gotten the most number of votes on their mood meter. Take a look here. You can see that we have the political story. Well, you've got the 10 Filipinos among the world's billionaires. You have 32% inspired, 20% annoyed. That purple brought out by 2 other stories also in today's, we've reported in the last 48 hours, Cayetano wants to be president too. That's interestingly 45% annoyed. And the story, one of our top stories today, doctors condemn the unfair BIR ad. You have 23% angry and 42% annoyed, bringing out the mood of the day. That purple shows today most people are annoyed. Well, that's Rappler's Newscast for today, Tuesday, March 4, 2014. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.